Mr. Chair, nakakalungkot dahil bumaliktad na po ang panahon, nagbago na po ang ihip ng hangin, ang pinagsikapan at pinaghirapan po ng nakarang administrasyon na linisin ang bansa laban sa kriminalidad at droga, ganon-ganon na lang po ngayon kung baliwalain.
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead, Sir
If
Rabato.
we add to the motion of Senator Jinggoy, if it is a motion, if you look at the former president, he's already sleeping, Mr. President, Mr. Chairman. So baka mamaya makatulong dito. Please,
Kamusta kayo mga kababayan? News That Matters here. Dito sa video natin ngayon ay ating panonoorin tong nangyayaring hearing patungkol nga sa War on Drugs campaign ni Tatay Digong. Hindi nga sumipot itong sina Guban, Espinosa at Garma, no? At nagrason pa ang mga ito na may COVID at kailangang magpa-medical check-up. Anak ng tokwa naman mga kababayan. Pero ang katotohanan doon, takot lamang mabuking, no? Ang mga script o madebunk ang mga gawa-gawang kwento ng mga ito, no? Patungkol dito sa EJK nga ni Tatay Diggs, na hindi rin maiwasang magalit ni Senator Bato sapagkat sinasayang na lamang ang oras at lakas ng dating Pangulo na si Tatay Digong. Na kung tutuusin mga kababayan, hindi na kailangan ni Tatay Digong na humarap pa dito sapagkat alam naman natin na ang konsensya niya lang talaga maisugpo, no? O mapuksa ang mga adik upang maligtas ang mga kabataan sa mga karahasan. Na kung akong tatanungin sa kasulukuyan nating administrasyon, dapat talagang mabalik itong laban sa droga. Ngunit hindi mangyayari ito sapagkat ang administrasyon natin ngayon mga bangag din. Grabe naman talaga. Pero bago ang lahat mga kababayan, huwag niyo po sana kalimutan mag-like at subscribe para updated ka sa mga uploads ko araw-araw. At yun na nga mga kababayan, hindi ko na patatagalin pa. Heto na ang buong video.
Senator Cynthia Villar said that she will no longer deliver an opening statement. So I gave her time to you, actually, Senator BG. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, there are 8 senators present, 7 physically, 1 virtually. So we have overwhelming quorum to proceed with our hearing. And my dear colleagues, I gave you some simple ground rules beforehand. So I hope we can comply with the simple ground rules that your chairman is requesting all of us to observe. So at this point, at this point, we will ask the committee secretary now to acknowledge and make of record the resource persons and or witnesses present this morning, and afterwards to immediately administer the oath to all of them. Committee secretary, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The following resource persons or witnesses are present. Former President of the Republic of the Philippines, Rodrigo Roa Duterte. Former Senator Leila de Lima. Former Chairman of Dangerous Drugs Board, Catalino Cuy. Chief of Hospital, DOH.
Nako po, magkatabi ba mga kababayan si Tatay Digong at si Leila de Lima? Pakisapok na yan.
Drug Abuse Treatment and Rehabilitation Centers, Dr. Jose Liabres. From DSWD, Kevin Bumagat. Chairperson of Commission on Human Rights, Attorney Richard Palpal Latok. Retired General Romeo Karamat Jr., Inspector General of Internal Affairs Service, Attorney Brigido de Jesus Dulay, Lieutenant Colonel Jovi Espinido. From Davao City Police Office, Colonel Lito Patay. From PNP Drug Enforcement Group, Colonel Hector Grijaldo. Also present is Major Emil Garcia. Former PNP Chiefs, Retired General Archie Francisco Gamboa, Retired General Debold Sinas, Retired General Vicente D. Danao, former PIDEA Director General Aaron Aquino, former Presidential Legal Counsel and Presidential Spokesperson Attorney Salvador Panelo, former Chairman of Presidential Anti-Corruption Commission Mr. Greco Belhica, former Mayor of Iloilo City, Jed Patrick Mabilo, Chairman of Free Legal Assistance Group, Attorney Jose Chel Diokno, founder of Program Paghihilom, Father Flaviano Villanueva, widow of Joselito Gonzalez, Miss Christina M. Gonzalez, representative of the parents of Kian Santos, Mr. Randy De Los Santos. That's all, Mr. Chair.
Can we proceed with the administration of the oath?
Mr.
To
Chair,
all our,
Wait a minute, please.
before we administer the oath, may we know if Kerwin Espinosa was invited?
Sige, ganito muna. Let's administer the oath to all those present and then let's now inventory who we invited and did not appear. Yung paggawin natin. Sige.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Please administer the oath.
kindly stand up to all our resource person. Kindly raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in this proceeding? For the record, Mr. Chair, everyone answered in affirmative.
Thank you. Maraming salamat po sa inyo lahat. Okay, Committee Secretary, may mga tanong din kami. Sino ang ating inimbitahan na hindi naman pumunta ngayong umaga?
We invited retired Colonel Royina Garma. She sent a request to allow her to avail of the granted medical leave furlough approved by the Honorable Quad Committee.
Okay, next, sino pa?
Yes, we also invited Edilberto Leonardo, but currently he is infected with COVID-19. We also invited
Naku po, rinig yun mga kababayan, nagdahilan na ng medical report, no? Anong klaseng palusot yan? Na COVID di umano. Naku naman po, sabihin nyo, natakot kay Tatay Digong. Grabe naman.
Gerardo Padilla, but we did not get any reply. Padilla, sir, former director of the Directorate for Reformation.
But he got our invitation. Is that confirmed?
Your Honor, there's no acknowledgement, but we sent our invitation.
Sige, so meron pa ba? Sino pa?
We also invited General Oscar Albayalde, former PNP Chief Guillermo Eleazar, and also General Leonardo Carlos. Kerwin Espinosa, sorry, Your Honor, we sent our letter, but no reply.
So with
Grabe.
that, Mr. Chair, may I put on record that next hearing,
Natakot.
these people should be required to attend.
Yes. Hindi pa yata tapos. Go ahead. Sino
We
pa?
also invited retired General La Peña and retired General Wilkins Villanueva. They promised to attend the next hearing, sir.
Are you sure you're comprehensive in your list?
Yes, sir.
Sino pa? Ayan na.
Not yet, sir.
Ayan, not
We
yet.
also
Okay, go ahead.
invited Mr. Guban. However, he just received the letter today and he is under the custody of House of Representatives. And then we also invited Mr. Kerwin Espinosa. Yes, but we cannot locate his address yet. So we will seek the help of PNP also. And that's it, sir.
Nagrarason na sila mga kababayan.
Sir, we also invited
Baka mabunyag ang
Carolina
script.
Espino, but we cannot locate her address.
Wait, Mr. Chair, may I know
Yes.
the reason why Mr. Guban is not around?
He just received the letter today.
He just received the letter today.
Yes, Your Honor. We sent the letter to Quadcom of House of Representatives.
Mr. Chair, may I ask the COMSEC, how can you not Espinosa when he attended
Tama.
the hearing
Tama.
in the Quad Commission, Quad Committee?
Your Honor, we asked the Quadcom committee secretary for his address, but he did not reply.
Who did not reply?
The Quadcom committee secretary.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, Senator Bato, yes. Ano?
yeah, I would rather that next hearing we have to require their presence, Mr. Chair, because I can only surmise with their absence that they don't want their statements that they have given before the House of Representatives to be debunked before this body, Mr. Chair.
Correct.
Ayaw nilang lumabas ang katotohanan kapag ayaw nilang pumunta dito. So that's it. That's my only observation, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair,
Yes,
I
Senator
just would like
Estrada.
to amend the motion of Senator Bato that we issue a subpoena duces tecum against all those who were invited but did not attend in today's hearing.
A correction daw. Ma'am Espino is here?
Yes, sir.
Mina, so okay. So,
I'm sorry.
Subpoena ad
I thought-
testificandum. Yes,
So,
okay, ganito.
I'm sorry.
Okay, ganito gawin natin, okay? It has been manifested that Mr. Guban is under the custody of the House.
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, they should have allowed him to attend. He has been requested by Senator Bato kasi to be
There is no
to be here. So the two others under the custody of the House are sick. Isa with COVID-19, isa undergoing a previously scheduled important medical procedure or examination. So we
Di totoo
understand, they're
yun.
reasonable people. Doon lang ako nagtaka kay
Natakot.
Mr. Jerry Guban. Bakit hindi siya pwede if he's under the custody of the House? How come the House did not allow us to have him here before us, my colleagues? So anyway, at any rate, the remedy of this committee, as suggested by my colleagues, is the issuance of a subpoena to all
Subpoena ad
Yes.
testificandum. I stand corrected, Mr. Chair.
Yes. Siguro, and we appeal to the House that for those people that they know the address is off, I mean, share the address. Share the address of these people. And then, of course, the committee will also exert utmost efforts to find these people and get their addresses. So, ganun na muna. In the meantime, my dear colleagues, ganun, we issue a subpoena to all those in the original list of invitees
We will
na
comply,
hindi
Your Honor.
pumunta ngayon, o even those with excuse letters, subpoena ang susunod na issue.
We
Okay?
will comply, Your Honor.
Mr.
Yes.
Chair, may I know what would be the next move that this body is going to take if after we have given them, issued them a subpoena,
Mm.
still they will not be allowed by the House since the House is having custody over their living body. If they will not be allowed to attend before this hearing, what will we do?
I will coordinate with the House chairpersons. Actually, I talked to Chairman Ace Barbers and nabanggit din naman niya sa akin yung medical request of Colonel Garma. Kaya I had an idea na may conflict sa schedule. But si Jerry Guban, I'm surprised bakit hindi nila mapadala rito. So, but we will coordinate. Siguro doon na muna. Okay,
Thank you.
basta ang understanding natin dito, a subpoena will be issued to those who did not, who were invited, or even those who we failed to notify. Subpoena na tayo diretso para sa next hearing, hindi sayang ang panahon natin. Sino pa dumating? Yes, Ermina is here. Nasabi ko.
She needs to take
Can we ask our committee secretary, kasi late dumating po si Ma'am, ano sir, complete name? Ermina Espino. Ma'am Ermina Espino, please, mag-o taking po tayo. Si committee secretary, go ahead.
And Mr. Chair, may I move that in the next hearing, we include in the subpoena one attorney Enrico Rigor, from the anti-illegal drugs group of Camp Crami.
Please, committee secretary. Pero in fairness to Mr. Rigor, no? He was not invited for
Yeah,
today's hearing. Pero diretso na tayo sa subpoena.
And also, Mr. Chair, another one to be invited is Si
Sino pa? Sige po. Pwede na submit in writing. Pwede submit in writing. Pwede naman submit in writing kasi especially kasi new names po yan sila. Okay.
I forget, I remember the name. Rooney Dayan. Rooney Dayan.
Ronnie Dayan.
Rooney Dayan, the former driver of Senator De Lima, Mr. Chair.
Okay. We'll invite.
I don't know kung nakakulong. Basta, I have to, we have to.
We will
ask
find
some
out the
questions.
personal circumstances, the present personal circumstances of Mr. Dayan. Sige, can we
Yes,
know?
thank you, Mr.
Unregistered?
Before that,
Oh.
since this hearing will entail a lot of time, siguro pwede na i-coordinate ng ating committee na pakuha na ito si Guban dun sa House of Representatives kung pwede.
Suggestion of our Senate President Pro Tempore, let's exert effort to coordinate with the House. Basta dito pa morningan, so ang hearing natin, we have to observe some kind of a discipline, make good use of our time. We'll try to suspend our hearing by 3 or 4 p.m. this afternoon.
Mr. Chair.
Hey, can we finish with this Pino? Baka malimutan pa natin. Let's
Ms.
administer
Espino.
the oath to this one person late arrival.
Ms. Ermina Espino, kindly raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth and nothing but the truth in this proceeding?
Senator Risa Ontiveros.
Yes, Mr. Chair. Pwede rin po bang maimbita sa next hearing ang DOJ Secretary Remulla at yung current chief ng PNP IAS?
And Chief of PNP IAS, Attorney Dodo Dulay is here. And he's here. And ready siya. I
Salamat,
think he's
Mr.
ready. He
Chair.
also took his oath.
Salamat, Chief. And then si Secretary Remulla na lamang po.
Yeah,
kung
Secretary Remulla
Salamat
will
kayo,
be
Mr.
sent an
Chair.
invitation letter. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. A while ago, you answered in the affirmative that we are now adopting the new rules. Perhaps, Mr. Chairman, to expedite the proceedings when we invite witnesses or resource persons, we should likewise ask for their sworn statements in advance.
Yes, we did, but some were not able to comply. So depende na yung mamaya if given our liberality, we will allow them to give us the gist of what they know. Okay, tapos na. Preliminary matters, tapos na po. So, given the nature of our committee, this is a subcommittee of the Blue Ribbon. So, the chair decides to hear first families or persons who claim to have been victims of this Philippine war on illegal drugs.
Mr. Chairman.
Okay, victim families. Yes,
Mr. Chairman, would it be more prudent if, since we have the former president here, to give him the chance to have an opening statement?
Yes, he will. Once he's recognized, the former president can give his opening statement. But can we hear first? The nature of our subcommittee, ladies and gentlemen, this is a broom. Ano tawag mo dun? Blue ribbon. So this is about malfeasance, misfeasance, nonfeasance. Ano muna natin, let's introduce into our records first. What are the complaints, grievances, or observations, or criticisms on the Philippine war on illegal drugs? Yun muna. And then we will now ask the former president as the president who declared the war on drugs to now to deliver his statement and his testimony, Mr. President. That's the idea, given the nature of our committee. That's it. So, but I forgot to acknowledge, of course, Senator Mark Villar is here and our Vice Chairman, designated ka na po, Senator Joel Villanueva, for this particular hearing only.
Yeah,
Mr. Chair,
Mr.
if
Chair.
I may.
Tama, sige. Yes.
With all due respect, Mr. Chair, it has been a tradition during all committee hearings that we give courtesy to our resource persons to have their opening statement. So, Mr. President, Mr. Chair, I move that we give our resource persons their opportunity to give their opening statements if they have any, Mr. Chair.
And Mr. Chair,
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead,
If
Senator
we
Bato.
add to the motion of Senator Jinggoy, if it is a motion, if you look at the former president, he's already sleeping, Mr. President, Mr. Chairman. So baka mamaya makatulog dito. Please,
Mukhang makakatulog talaga si Tatay Digong dyan. Paano ba naman pinapunta nyo tapos di man pala susupot yung mga gumagawa ng kwento na sina Garma Guban at Espinosa. Ayan no, yung mga nasa likod ni Senator Bato tawang-tawa sa sinabi niya mga kababayan. Natatakot na mabunyag ang katotohanan ng mga kababayan na mabuging ang kanilang script.
In the meantime, we are here to discuss another pressing issue that concerns not only the previous administration, but the future of our nation. Gusto ko pong lumabas na ang katotohanan para makafocus na po tayo sa pagserbisyo po sa ating mga kababayan. Lalo na ngayon, marami pong nasalanta na nangangailangan po ng tulong at ang daming naghihirap. With this, let me emphasize that everything I will say here will be on my oath as a senator. To be clear, my presence here is not only as a member of this committee but also as a resource person kung kinakailangan para maliwanagan tayong lahat. Andito tayo para malaman ang totoo, nais nating lumabas ang katotohanan. After all, there is only one truth and it can stand for itself and there is no need to defend it. Mr. Chair, I trust that the truth will be thoroughly and fairly brought out by this committee, fittingly presided by our minority leader, Senator Coco Pimentel. We respect its mandate to investigate the war against illegal drugs in aid of legislation. In fact, I filed a resolution to investigate the war on drugs dahil gusto nating malaman ang totoo. Gusto nating makapagsalita ng malaya at na walang takot ang mga naimbitahan dito, walang public shaming, walang trial by publicity, katotohanan lamang po at hindi politika. The Filipino people must realize the truth at kung ano ang naidulot ng kampanya laban sa illegal na droga at kung nakinabang ba ang mga Pilipino. Mr. Chair, bago mahalal si dating Pangulong Duterte, talamak talaga ang illegal na droga noon. Napasukan ito ng sindikato at karamihan dyan armado.
Correct.
Kahit ang hanay ng pulisya na infiltrate, systematic talaga ang problema. Kaya naman kinailangan po ng kamay na bakal para solusyonan ito. Kaya nga nanalo si dating Pangulong Duterte dahil sa kanyang campaign promise to get rid of illegal drugs, criminality, and corruption na mga salot po ng lipunan. Mr. Chair, ang sambayan ng Pilipino na po ang humusga. Kung nakakapaglakad ba sila sa gabi na walang takot sa daan, pati po yung mga OFWs natin sa abroad, nagkakaroon ba sila ng peace of mind dahil ligtas ang mga mahal nila sa buhay na nakakauwi po sa gabi na hindi nasasaktan at hindi nababastos. Noong panahon ng panunungkulan ni dating Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte, 55% o halos 6 sa bawat 10 barangay sa buong bansa ang naging drug-free. Resulta po ito ng pagkumpiska sa lampas 76 billion na halaga ng droga na pakalat-kalat noon sa ating mga lansangan. Base rin po sa datos, 79% o halos 8 sa bawat 10 Pilipino ang sumusuporta sa kampanya laban sa illegal na droga. Sa unang 5 taon naman ni Pangulong Duterte sa pwesto, mahigit 70% ang ibinaba ng crime rate sa buong bansa. Bukang bibig po yan ng ating mga kababayan kung gaano sila kapanatag, lumabas sa lansangan, kahit sa 10 oras ng gabi dahil alam nilang ligtas sila at ang kanilang mga
Correct.
Ako mismo, meron po ako nakakasalubong sa mga 7-Eleven, nagpapasalamat na ligtas na raw po ang kanilang mga anak. Kaya naman po, nananatiling mataas ang approval at trust ratings ni Pangulong Duterte mula simula hanggang pagtatapos ng kanyang termino. Ito ang patunay na kinikilala ng sambayanan ang mga positibong pagbabagong dala ng kanyang pamamalakad. The war on drugs of the previous administration, lest we forget, enjoyed widespread public support across all sectors. Mr. Chair, hindi po natin maikakaila. People are now seeing the difference on how once upon a time they felt safe in the streets and their communities. Mr. Chair, nakakalungkot dahil bumaliktad na po ang panahon, nagbago na po ang ihip ng hangin, ang pinagsikapan at pinaghirapan po ng nakarang administrasyon na linisin ang bansa laban sa kriminalidad at droga, Ganon-ganon na lang po ngayon kung baliwalain. Mr. Chair, ganon ba natin itrato ang sakripisyo ng mga alagad ng batas noon? Imbis na pasalamat tayo sa kanila,
Kaya
sila po
nga,
yung naging bayani noon, sila po ngayon ay tila binabasura. Nung panahon ng war on drugs, panay puri ang naririnig natin. Napakaganda po ang ginawa ni PRRD. Bakit makalipas po ng 3 taon, puro paninira at paninisi na? Paano naman po yung mga taong nagtrabaho at tumulong para maibalik ang peace and order? At paano rin po yung mga magagandang naidulot sa mga Pilipino ng laban kontra droga? But, Mr. Chair,
ngayon baliktad mga kababayan, mga durugista, mga kriminal ang binibaby pagdating sa UWAD na committee. Grabe naman talaga.
this does not mean that the Duterte administration sanctioned human rights abuses. Ang tanging hangarin ni dating Pangulong Duterte ay linisin ang ating bansa at labanan ang mga naghahasik ng lagim, lalo na po sa pagdating sa illegal na droga. Sa pagkakaalam ko, kailanman ay wala siyang ipinapatupad na anumang sistema kapalit po ang buhay ng sinuman. Ayaw natin na mismong mga alagad ng batas ang lalabag sa karapatang pantao at ayaw rin nating mangyari ang mga drogista ang maghahasik ng lagim sa bawat kalye na ating dinadaanan. Noong panahon ni dating Pangulong Duterte, kung malagay sa alanganin ang buhay ng mga pulis, kung manlaban ang sospek, unahan na nila dahil ayaw niyang pulis ang mamatay, sa ginagawa lang naman nila ang kanilang tungkulin. In fact, noong 2018, sa maalala ko po, pumunta po kami ni dating Pangulong Duterte sa Norsagaray, 3:00 po ng umaga, sa burol po ng isang pulis na binaril po ng drug addict. Naunahan po siya. Yan po ay isa sa mga halimbawa na nakakalungkot na ginagampanan po ng tungkulin ng ating kapulisan ng kanilang trabaho. Maliban sa paggawa ng batas, kailangan talaga ay taasan ang budget ng mga pulis para wala silang rason na hindi nila magampanan ang trabaho nila. Di ba, maalala nyo po, noong 2018, inuna nating idoble ang sahod ng pulis sa entry position nila, kasama na po dyan ang mga uniform personnel.
Kung pwede, unahin natin siya with all due respect. Alam natin, matanda na siya and inaantok. Baka mamaya makatulog, Mr. Chair. Baka pwedeng unahin natin siya. Thank you, Mr. Chair. For humanitarian consideration, Mr. Chair, yun lang sa akin.
Okay, so there's an appeal. So can I suspend so that we can come up with a consensus?
At yun na nga mga kababayan, standby muna tayo. Hearing suspended muna pansamantala. Nasubaybayan nyo lang po dito sa channel natin mga kababayan itong mga kaganapan. No? Nang updated po kayo sa mga nangyayari. Lalo na kung si FPRRD na ang magsasalita.